already into action, right? So uh, again, last year we talked about unlocking the future into AI, the chat era. We showed how utilizing different AI program or web AI, ChatGPT and so forth, Gemini, prompting, what's powerful, but we didn't really talk more about, I think we showcase some of the tools and stuff that we could do, right? But now we're going to go to the next level, which is the beyond chat and AI that actually acts. What does it mean by AI that acts? So now it's an action era. So the AI that reads your data, we can call tools. And we talk more about tools. What are the tools, quote unquote? How does it work? And within NetSec tab, we can showcase our three enablers. What is API, MCP, and the Claude desktop? So we're not going to be talking about the models and the science behind it, but what changed and what could we how far could we go today, right? So now we're gonna stop picturing our chatbot. You know, to you, Dr. Ramos, when you wake up in the morning, what do you actually do in terms of AI chat related function?
Uh,
When you wake up in the morning, you just basically just kind of open up your phone, or just kind of describe to us in relation with AI.
let's assume it's not a kind of a work day, but it's sort of like a Victor free day because that's when I do most of my AI stuff.
Hmm.
I do. I use a lot of Chat GPT
Okay.
to for ideation to kind of get an idea as to what I need to do, and basically then after I do that, I have Google. What's Google? What do I use? I had to go to my folder for my Google. What's the word complement of Google? Uh,
A Gemini?
no, when you restore data, what's it called? I gotta go.
Google Drive.
Google
Google
Drive.
Drive?
I
Okay.
open Google Drive and I have basically a menu of items that I could do, and I have templates that I
This meeting
create.
is
Like for
being
example,
recorded.
what?
Oh, no, no, go ahead. It's the Zoom thing.
Yeah, and I what I do is basically I I like to start the day with a creating a thumbnail, right? So
Hmm.
so I have a little script that I use for creating thumbnail,
Okay.
and then
Is this more like under your video
yeah, it's gonna because
recording?
think about
Okay.
it, it's a video end to end, right? So I use my script to create a thumbnail using um, using Gemini, Google Gemini,
Hmm.
right? So
Gotcha.
it gives me a picture of what I'm looking at. Then I use another script for creating titles. Give me multiple titles of what I'm doing, and then a description. And I have a little script that I use for different stages. Then I create the title. Then after the title, I create a presentation
Hmm.
after doing some research and different site like Google, like Google Trend to see what's trending and things of that nature. Then I pick a subject, right? I have an idea what I want to do. Then I create a presentation, and then I do a live event, and then after that, I use the data, similar things to create a video and post it. Kind of a long way to
Gotcha.
go. So I just
Okay.
scripting is a major piece of what I do, basically. If that makes any sense.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that actually makes total sense. So, well, we might not cover, but hopefully after this session, we'll give you more ideas on how to put things together. Maybe some stuff that you do manually or it takes you for a while, like doing your research and stuff. So we're going to start introducing still a human factor to decide what do we like, what do we don't like,
Mm.
or create a draft email. Don't send an email. Let me know first before you start sending email to Jeremiah or Ray. So we can do that now. Right. So just think about it as mainly like integration with AI on top of it, right? So in NetSec app, which we're gonna show, what we ended up doing, I'm not sure if, I think you've seen this. We have our Open LLM. So
Right.
to enhance it, instead of connecting to just one LLM, such as OpenAI or ChatGPT, we have multiple ways now to pull or to use different LLMs. We can use OpenAI, we can use Claude, we can use Gemini, or better yet, we could use 3 of them at the same time. So we can see which one can give us better information, better context, better results. As an example, I'll just show you here real quick on how we enhance our stuff.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is, instead of just think about this as your, you mentioned earlier, you like to use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of just having ChatGPT, now you have access to multiple LLMs at the same time. So, for example, I'm using Claude right now.
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
Check your phone and see if you got a link to the YouTube live event. Maybe I could have Jeremiah sort of track how it's coming out, because I think I'm broadcasting right now. I'm just not certain. It looks like
Oh,
I
okay.
am.
Let me check.
What was that?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and check.
Yeah, because I think I'm broadcasting what we're saying right now.
Yeah, it is broadcasting, yes.
Yeah, could you forward over to maybe to Jeremiah? Jeremiah, you could double check in your end
Yeah.
as we make progress to see that the audio is coming through and stuff like that. Let's continue on.
All right. So anyway, so in NetSec app, so we do have our own open LLM. And as I mentioned earlier, we now can integrate through API. API meaning that we don't have to build servers upon servers and then download the large language module, pay for so much money to build the backend stuff, the hardware and all that stuff. So
this is the
everything
one
is
that you
done.
built, though, right? This is the one. This is part of.
This is the one that we built, exactly. What we're going to be talking about tonight is just an enhancement feature on what we did almost a year ago, right? So from last year's conversation up to today.
Yeah,
so now,
let me ask you a question. But this is a one, though. This is not a free tool. You're actually paying for the usage, are you not?
The tool itself, the application is open source. So we have to build, develop, and configure it. So, but when you mention pay,
like
everything else is through token, through API. So it's almost, think about it as pay as you go. So you don't have to subscribe to anything. So you pay, it's almost along the lines of, I don't know if you remember, like pay as you go kind of thing.
Right.
So you're not paying anything monthly. So let's say I pay OpenAI $25 a month.
Right.
If I don't use that $25 a month, it's okay. But I'm gonna get charged only when I ask the LLM for something or ask OpenAI for something. So I don't get a bill until I use up all my tokens. It's kind of like, it's kind of like riding a train, right? You pay your token, you ride your train. If you have extra tokens left, it's okay. You can go back and use the same tokens. So it's almost the same model.
Yeah, there are some that they charge you no matter what, whether you use them or not, and they're not recoverable. So this is a good feature.
Yeah, exactly. So you just basically, that's why API is much better than your monthly, like what you said, right? So if I pay $50 a month for one large language module, let's say Gemini or something, if I go vacation or something, or if I'm not using it, after that first month, your $50 is gone. You're gonna pay $50 again, right? So this is sort of the opposite. So you pay as you go. So if you're out of a token, you just add some more. Almost like a prepaid service, sort of, right? So let's say some other countries, they don't have a line for their cell phone. They just basically buy their data and voice. Say, hey, I only have $100. I'm just gonna pay $100.
Yeah,
if I don't
and then after that, you either recharge it or it stops.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing for all 3 of them. So we have Claude, or we could do ChatGPT, right? Or we could basically just say we'll do Gemini, right? So let's do so now I have 3, so I don't
So
have to worry about it.
these are all a large language model, right? LM, whatever you call it, the LL.
It is the same thing. Like what you're using for your ChatGPT,
Yeah, I got you.
it's now GPT 5.1, right? For Google, it's Gemini, whatever their latest model, and then for Claude, it's the Opus 4.8.
I
Right?
got you.
So one good thing about this is we don't have to worry about updating our large language model. Every time the vendor or the company, such as Google or OpenAI, or Anthropic, which is Claude, every time they update their model, we don't have to
But
redownload
by the way,
anything.
you say Anthropic, you said that?
Yeah, Anthropic is the company for the Claude large language model.
Yeah, it's amazing you say that because I had a client today that was asking a lot of questions about Anthropic products and services. And then we say, somebody says, well, that's basically Claude. But I'm quite sure they do more than just that, right? They're a big AI
Big AI company, yeah.
company, right?
Yep. We're actually going to be talking about for the later on, because we're going to start introducing more personalized ones. What we have with NetSec or NetSec Tap is more an enterprise one, so it's more for group usage, or you have a team that you want to go ahead and use it. But we're going to switch later on to a more personalized one, which is going to be the Claude or Anthropic AI desktop stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
So going back, so now we have 3, right? For example, I'm just gonna simply ask, learn more about, let's say here. So as you can see, these are the 3 models that are actually doing the same thing, but giving you different results, right? So now you can pick and choose. Let's say you're writing a paper, right? Or you're evaluating your resume, or you're writing, proofreading somebody's book or whatever. But now, as you can see, different language set or language models will give you sort of like a different answer, right? So in Claude, this is a 5 quick tips on cybersecurity. Claude basically is Claude's number 1, use password manager plus unique password everywhere. Number 1 for ChatGPT is use strong unique password and password manager. Almost the same thing, right? And then here comes the Gemini, use strong unique password and password manager. As you can see, it talks more about, so at least now you have an idea on how would you go about writing your topic for your videos or the trends and stuff. So you're not just looking at one source. You'll have multiple that you can start kind of comparing and bringing in more ideas instead of just relying on one. Okay, ChatGPT, because sometimes I'm sure you wonder, what if I use Claude, or if I use Gemini, would it actually give me a different result asking the same question, right? So that's what we're just trying to say. So now you have an ability to use multiple if you like. Right. Any questions so far? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like going to the library, right? If you're doing a research or a topic of something, let's say you have a topic, is that for us, like going to the library, I'm not just going to take one book, right? I'm going to take at least 2 or 3 books just to see how can I start working on my draft, right? It doesn't mean that it's incorrect, but at least you have another, almost think about it as another person that you ask, hey, what do you think about this topic? So now you have 3 guys or 3 models working for you to give you additional information, right? So at least it's just not coming from one source. Because the other source might say, oh, you know what, I never really thought about that. And maybe I should put that in my paper, right? The other model, it's not something like, well, I know I don't really know, or it kind of confuse you, but think about it as going to the library. You have one topic and you have to write a paper for it, but you have at least 2 or 3 books that you can reference to, right? Yeah. So, and it's not more on this model is bad or this model is not as good as the other one, but think about it as you have more options today, right? Because you might pay for OpenAI, but you don't have any access to the other models. So you don't want to pay another monthly fee for, you know, ChatGPT or Google or something. So, right? And that's how we look at you know, NetSec. Like, okay, you pick your model, and you do basically you want to have 2 models, because it really, at the end of the day, it really depends on what you want to do. Some models are strong on creating pictures, videos, right? Some models are good on coding, programming. Some models are good on basically a mix of everything, right? Yeah, not all the models are kind of the same. Yeah, exactly. And then to your point, some of these models, especially if you don't know when is the last time their knowledge has been up to date. So for example, let's see, let's do it this way too. Here's another example. Right, let's do, we'll just do 2. Right, so compare that with like ChatGPT. And we'll ask, you know, when is your last knowledge update, right? So, because that's the problem with LLM. Look at ChatGPT. The last information or last training data that ChatGPT 5.1 or 5.1 did, training data, is around October 2024. That means anything after October 2024, it does not know. It didn't have any further training after that. So you can ask anything before October 2024, but after that, like current events. Let's say, for example, now a lot of people are watching soccer, right? FIFA. So you could not ask GPTs like, hey, what's the latest score for, like, you know, the couple of days ago, US versus, I forget which, US lost, was it Germany? US lost like what, 4-1, right? So yeah. So I think I fall asleep. It was like 3-1. But anyways, it would not have that information because the last training data is only October 2024, right? So Claude versus Claude, training knowledge is cut off. But I guess treat anything. So current session date 2026-7/8, but it's not a training cutoff date. What Claude does differently is embed any real-time events as much as it can, so it doesn't have to wait that long, right? Don't know how they're doing it, how fast they can come up with current events, but it's still not up to date. So, right? So if you're trying to search for something, current events might not be. It even tells you, right? You know, current model varies different, stating precise data, so it might be incorrect, right? So, and that's how we, you know, some of these models we start basically having, you know, what they call quote unquote hallucinations and stuff. Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly. So time is very important, especially you posting something. You don't want to post something that's been done a year ago, or a topic or a trending topic is already past, right? You want to stay ahead, right? Any questions so far? Yeah. So now going back to our slide, we have, let's say, so that's what we ended up doing, right? So now our second enabler after the first enabler with multiple access to large language model is enabler number 2. This is enabler number 2 in terms of NetSec. So we introduce MCP. What is MCP? Think of MCP as a multi-contact protocol. It's kind of like a USB-C that you can connect to anything, right? Now we can connect to Google Drive. We can connect to database, because right now your large language module, or this, it doesn't have any means to connect to a database, and like it doesn't know how, right? You plug in some text, you plug in some info, but would it be nice to see, hey, I have a database of trending of X topic, right? Would it be nice to come up with new name or title for some trending stuff instead of reusing the same topic over and over again? Or it might be you, it's probably got used a year ago or 2 years ago, but you're just kind of repeating yourself. Well, that's not trending anymore, right? So having access not only to the internet, now it will give us an ability to connect to other tools, such as your Google Drive. What if, I'm sure you document or you save all of your trending, your topics somewhere, right? Wouldn't it be nice to basically ask your AI module to say, hey, of all the topics that I've done last year or to 2025, can you just basically give me the top 5 so I don't have to kind of do my own trending and analysis? Or you can ask the AI, it's like, hey, do trending analysis based on this, but the folder's right here. I don't want to keep on uploading stuff for you to figure it out, but here's the share drive or my Google Drive. Go ahead and do some trending analysis and kind of give me more suggestions so I don't have to keep on using the same name or topic every single time. Say again? You query it regular, but here's the key. So how would you query it to connect to your drive, right? That's the problem with the regular, your normal OpenAI, because it's just a web format, right? Like you log into OpenAI, it doesn't know your drive. It doesn't know how to connect to your Google Drive, right? So now what we end up doing is like, hey, why don't we just go ahead and dump all the knowledge, let's say in NetSec tab. Right? So I'm going to dump whatever we have 8 months ago, 3 years ago. I have Jeremiah and I have all these playbook, the mock interviews, and the different resume. Wouldn't it be nice to say, let's say, for example, we have a student that they want to learn Linux, right? So what we could do is we could attach that we call now quote unquote workspace or knowledge, right? We now can log in or dump to our NetSec database that we say, hey, we have a student preparing for Linux class. List the topics that he needs to learn. All right, so now instead of just asking directly, now your AI or your module, you point that to don't go anywhere else, but we have this database that you can sift through, because Jeremiah and I did some of the questions in the past, but we don't want to keep on reasoning. What if there's, of course, every single year there's a new command in Linux, new operating system in regards to Linux. We want to stay ahead of the curve too, right? So now we're going to go ahead and combine those together against our resources. Now it tells us, well, here's the core Linux topics to study, right? And then not only that, it will basically ask you, hey, you want me to update on your NetSec tab cybersecurity technician ethical hacking track, which is what we had before. And you can say, yes, please do. Now we have a brand new set of questionnaires and stuff that we could challenge our students. So at least we are staying ahead of the curve all the time. Right? So that's one of the beauty of integrating it's like, just think about it as giving knowledge to your LLM. Because your large language model, they're not going to know what you have until you upload it. But isn't it time consuming if you keep on uploading files and doing stuff, right? Wouldn't you want to have some sort of like a trending and analysis? Like, yeah, I already have this topic. I don't have to retype it again. Give me some new stuff so I don't have to change my template, improve the questions for our students. And not only that, I mean, you could do the same thing in resume. Hey, I pull up my latest resume. It will tell you the last update is 2 years ago. Maybe you took some training. All you have to do is basically add or append my resume, because I finished some cloud training and I finished some other training. So you don't have to keep on basically what I'm trying to say is you have now, just think about it, Victor, is you're gonna have sort of like multi-assistant. It's kind of like you having your own office, but it's all agents or AI that's actually working for you. That makes sense? Oh, it's like choppy, but I think if I understood your question, yeah, there's a little bit of like programming behind the scene. So, but it's not a whole lot of what do you call it? It's not a whole lot of programming or a lot of these stuff, but the agent is now called knowledge base or RAG, some people will call it. So you build it, a collection, you dump all the data or anything that you have. This is basically NetSec knowledge. So we don't have to keep repeating ourselves. Or it helps us, especially if we don't have a lot of time, we're trying to do resume, or a couple of our student comes in, it's like, hey, Jeremiah, Ray, I'm having an interview. Can you help me do mock interview for, cloud security, right? So we just it's kind of like we have a library. We say, okay, last time we talked to you is 2 years ago. Let's go ahead and pull that information and update it on the fly by using the large language module. So we don't have to kind of, let me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then plus the beauty of that, it's not just a menu. It's almost like your library. It's like, hey, look up Jeremiah's resume and tell me what's the last time that it was updated. So it's automatically will pull it for you and summarize it for you and say, well, what did Jeremiah did in last year? So you could use the same one, update it, and at the same time, you'll have your current resume within less than 10 minutes. Instead of going through it, summarizing it, you just put your context, like, yeah, I took SAN certification, I passed my Tenable certification, give me a cover letter based on Jeremiah's resume. This was built over time. This is not just today. So all these are like a collection of our data within a database. So we just attach this database to our Open LLM and build a knowledge base. So we could kind of pull the information in one repo or repository. So I'm sure you have probably the same thing. Like I'm gonna go back to your topic, like your trending, your topic and stuff. Wouldn't it be nice that you have all that in one folder and you just LLMs like, hey, do trend analysis and couple that with internet search. What's trending today, right? Give me the top 5. So now you have better idea, current, right? Not old. So that's how you enable these large language modules that are not out of date, but a year, 6 months ago, but having internet information plus some knowledge about you, about what you want to do, right? So you can accomplish that goal in pretty quick, right? So that's what we call like MCP, right? And not only that, let's say for example, you just want to go ahead and do finance. I'm sure in the morning you want to get the latest trend and stuff. It's the same thing. Instead of you go on to the internet, we can have in one console to say, give me the latest market, US market change. So if you're just relying on the large language stuff that does not have any internet access, you might not have it. Okay? So this will just pull latest, major indexes, ETFs, and so forth. This green right here is actually the tool behind the scene, which is the MCP, which is basically, a few lines of code to say, hey, fetch this and give me a snapshot of the closing market today, 7/8/2026. So you got the SPY, the triple Q, DIA, and they can give you some more. So it's not only for cyber, it's only for literally. You already mentioned you're creating your videos and thumbnails and so on and so forth. So we didn't only create it for cyber. For NetSec.pa, of course, we're all the cyber shop, right? But not only that, you can also use it for something else. And same thing if you have you heard of Rocket Money, right? Or is that right? Rocket Money, your app that keeps, yeah. So basically, it kind of tells you, your spending, which credit card is basically has APR or AP, the highest percentage yearly and so forth. I mean, now you could build a spreadsheet and then dump that spreadsheet, and you could just, that's only for your own use. This is not, again, this is more on the enterprise stuff. So everything is just for you, unless you tell it to, yes, share this with public. But everything, what's good in like this tool that we have or this applications, everything sits inside like a back-end server. So it's not going out to the internet unless you tell it to, or you share it with somebody, right? So you can do the same way. But we'll talk more about privacy and all that stuff. But at least you get the point, right? So it's not just geared towards cybersecurity. Yeah. So, let's see. So the third enabler that we're going to show, so we talked about the first one, which is access to multiple LLMs. We talked about MCP. Our third enabler in NetSec is what we call Claude Desktop, or Anthropic's Claude. So what makes Claude different? So think about this. You've seen our stuff, the Open LLM for NetSec that. Claude Desktop, which is this, is mainly for you. It's more for personal use. So if you're worried about using somebody's system and stuff, what we did earlier is almost the same thing as the desktop version of Claude. So this is the same thing, right? The only difference is only one large language or one LLM, which is Claude. So as you can see here, the only option you have is their large language model. It doesn't integrate with anything but theirs. However, you can start integrating this or Claude to your Google Drive. So it can tell you, analyze my writing style, right? So this is basically configured to connect to my Google Drive, right? Then it's going to start analysis on my Google Drive. Let me find the documents that you've written in the past and so forth. Just think about it as the same thing like what we have for our own LLM or Open LLM, but this is from Claude that you download and install directly to your desktop. So all the stuff that we covered, MCP and everything else, Anthropic can do the same thing. So you can access literally. It's really up to you. But however, here's the big but. More integration, and this is what we sort of tell our students and everybody else, that we have to put anything that we do, no matter how powerful it is, it comes with large responsibility. So meaning that, what do we mean by responsibility? You can't just go crazy on, let me integrate this, let me integrate it for my Gmail and so on and so forth. One good thing about Anthropic or Claude is it already built a guardrail for you. What is guardrail? Guardrail is the security measures that it's not going to look at your entire C drive or your local hard drive. It doesn't do it that way. So it will basically ask you precisely which folder would you like to have me access to. Just because I integrate this with my Google Drive, it doesn't mean it has access to all my files in my Google Drive. You can specify, say, nope, only look at this folder. For some reason, it deviates from that folder, it will keep on prompting you. It doesn't go automatically. They designed it that way, so in case you forgot to say, well, I don't really know if I gave Claude access to my entire Google Drive. It doesn't do it that way. So, which in a sense, it kind of helps a lot of people because, and we keep on telling people, the more integration that you do, you have to always think about your privacy. security, right? So this one, when we say integration, I can access my Google Drive. So what other application can this one access? Now you can have access to your mail, your spreadsheet. So anything that basically your Google account have access to, you can tell it like do the same thing. So not just Google Drive. How do you secure it? How do you limit it? Yeah, I mean, it's almost the same thing. If you ask yourself, do you send or do you save your financial data in your Google Drive with all the information that you have? Well, now it. I'm not gonna say, but do we know at 100% that Google people would not have any access to our financial data? I don't know. Which one? Yeah, exactly. Well, you already kind of you actually said it. So it's almost the same thing. And like what we mentioned earlier, you put the folder that you want Anthropic to have access to. If you say only have access to this folder in my Google Drive, that's the only thing it actually does. It won't go anywhere else. However, like as a security mindset, or for us in NetSec tab, some of these metadata meaning certain key points and stuff, not your entire Excel spreadsheet, they might have access to it. It will actually tell you. Now most of the large language model has a lot of guardrails now compared to a few years ago, right? If you accidentally put some account info, it actually show you, hey, by the way, in this chat session, you put an account number over there. It doesn't repeat it anymore. It actually tells you, hey, I think it's better that you either change your password or something, because in this chat session, you accidentally put some personal information there. So I would say it's a lot better these days compared to before, but we can't rely on it like what you said. If I'm gonna give this application access to my Google Drive, I want to make sure it only has access to a single folder, and anything that I dump or save in that folder, that's the only thing that this application will have access to. Everything else stays in my backup or whatever. Yeah, exactly, right. So we always have. You're correct though. We have to be always security aware. That awareness, like, hey, I don't want to give this tool 100% access to my stuff, right? So we have this turn to basically, hey, you might just start with another Google account with the Google Drive there just to see how it actually works. Not just, oh, now I have access to integrate my Google Drives, Google Apps to this application. Let me go ahead and give it a try. But you could kind of try it in, another account with just a, simple files over there. Maybe you do it that way, right? So almost the same thing like what we do now for our emails and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to send, my bank statement or anything with PII information through email. Either I encrypt that attachment before I send it, right? So I don't want it there sitting in my Gmail or anything, and because I don't know who might have access to it. Just in case they have access to it, that attachment is also encrypted. So we have to be kind of cognizant or aware what we're actually trying to do. Yeah, it's very, very helpful, like this one. So as an example here, it actually analyzed the way I write stuff, so you lead with purpose, and this is all. So yeah, for example, I asked Claude to look at do analysis of how I write documentation on all the documents that I save in my Google Drive. The drive that I gave Claude access to, or a folder, not all my folders or not the entire my Google Drive, but just one part of it. And then I asked, hey, could you determine my writing style based on the documentation that I save or that I have in my Google Drive? So what it did is like, okay, it profiled the way I write. right? So now it answers back and say, oh, okay, here's based on all these documentation that I've seen, that I've read, is it gave me my writing style profile. Think about it as almost the same thing like what you're mentioning earlier. It's like, hey, do the trending analysis based on these documentations or these text files that I have, and give me, you know, the latest trend analysis. So now it sort of gave me a summary of, you know, drawn 14 years of my material, because as you can see, it actually looked all the way, all my files in that folder, and it did some analysis based on how I wrote my documentation. So number one, I led with purpose and everything else. So it kind of gave me a synopsis of how do I create my documentation. So, and this is only the beginning of it. As you can see, almost like a light bulb moment. If you could do this, you could do something else. You could do more, right? And you just keep on improving the stuff. It can even be a proofwriter or a tech writer for you. You say, okay, I have this topic, I have this draft. Go ahead and proofread it for me, and before I, start creating my book, right? Chapters upon chapters, and then instead of you bringing it into a tech writer and a reviewer and then fix the grammar and everything else, you can create a book. I mean, that's good, but remember also, you provide a good point, but we want to stay kind of agnostic, because we don't want just to cater for a book writer. You know what I mean? So, because we probably gonna have some techie guys. We're gonna have some guys like you're, for example, like doing videos and stuff. We just want to highlight what the tool can do for you, not just doing one thing. I mean, it's a good example, but I think we kind of hit that already. It's like, yeah, I can do a book, but we don't want to concentrate on just one topic only, from writing your book from the very beginning all the way to the end, because we're going to lose traction. I think, my opinion, we're going to lose traction for the guys that are actually kind of techie, that want to do something else, like coding or building their own stuff, or I don't know. We want to stay kind of agnostic. Yeah, I don't know. I think don't get this wrong. You actually put a good point. That's the reason why we ask about, or I ask about, what do you do normally for AI? So even though I could not show really to develop like videos and stuff, but at least I think we started off the topic of, yeah. But yeah, we can do that. Uh-huh. Uh, yeah. Yeah. But that's a good. No. That's actually, that's the last one, because I don't want to go through more. But the Claude AI, or this Anthropic or Claude Desktop, is basically the same thing, and it can actually do more. You can schedule some stuff. Like this one, it can read cyber news for you, for your how you use AI. Instead of Cyber News Daily Digest, is going to be trend analysis for a video, or any topic that you wanted. We have a 0-day watcher, and this is more catered for us, or for me, since we're on the cybersecurity side. But as you can see, you can schedule this. It's almost like, hey, fetch information about going to your topic, Victor, is I have all these information already. Give me a daily brief or weekly review. And then now you don't have to keep on typing this. You can schedule this when you wake up in the morning at 6. It will do everything for you. And as soon as you log in to your Anthropic, The information is right. Exactly. Agent, MCP, everything is in Claude desktop is included. So the automation for Claude, they call this like scheduling task, but it's more like um, agent, exactly like what you said, agent with automation and orchestration. So by one click, you just basically tell it, hey, I have a task for you, but I want you to do X, Y, and Z, and then run this task every single day at 4 a.m. So when I wake up in the morning at 6, I don't have to repeat the same process every single time. So you log in, you'll have your daily brief, you'll have your trends for the videos or topics. And that's the beauty about this, for because you just need to install it to your local machine, and everything is done for you. You don't have to do compared to no, yeah, no. This one right here this is Claude, right? So, but the one that we did, or the one that we have, this we have to program it, right? We have to build the server, we have to build everything. But the Claude piece, this is more personalized, only for you, right? Yeah, so versus enterprise, exactly. Hmm. Yep. And then we're gonna end our topic. Basically, that's our last slide, which is the cloud desktop, which is our enabler number 3, where it all comes together. But instead of the enterprise, like what we have at NetSecTap, it is your own personal. You install it, you sign up with Claude, you pay Claude, and everything is done for you, right? So yeah, so for a NetSecTap angle, which we already talked about, prompt injection, some of the security measures, we kind of hit this topic earlier. Always be aware of what you're integrating. Even though it's Claude Desktop, now you're giving an ability to your AI or to your application AI enabler to basically connect to your email, to your data. So you just have to be cognizant of what are you actually sharing to these company, right? So, AI security is a coworker. We already did the demo. We ingest, we cross-reference, we prioritize. Now you have a coworker, right? So instead of you doing everything at the same time, you can multiply what you do, 5, Victor times 6, Victor times 8. One is doing one thing, and then you orchestrate it, and then you can have your, we call it quote unquote coworker. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any additional stuff, brother? Sorry, I didn't get a chance to go back to you.
No, man. With the stuff that you talked about, or
Yeah,
just
because that's what we have now.
Mhm.
Claude.
No, man. You got everything covered.
Yep. So we beat.
Actually,
that.
they blocked Claude on my desktop.
No.
They
No way.
they probably saw it's like generating so much traffic. They blocked it.
Yeah. But the Claude desktop is so powerful, man. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we tried to do it in an enterprise side, so it took me for
Mhm.
a while to get. Remember your topic of, oh, it'd be nice to include it, Google Drive and all this stuff. Now that we have it,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, I mean, everything, but the only I also had the same concern with
oh yeah,
Dr.
integration.
Vic. Um,
Yeah,
If
Same here.
I allow it to look at a folder,
Mm-hmm.
can I trust the application to not communicate outside and then send any information, even metadata? So,
Exactly, right? But
and
now,
you will not know that unless
no.
you will
Mm-hmm.
specifically um, know the destination IPs or IP range of Claude IP space, public space,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
set up a IDS or something like that. But that's a lot of work, man.
It is. And then they
Yeah.
already kind of, if you read their fine print too, that any metadata for, because it actually helps their language, large language models to
To
learn
train, right? Yeah.
to train exactly. So,
Yeah, we're doing that with our customers too. For our cloud infrastructure, like Tenable
uh,
One, right? The product. It's run under uh, AWS infrastructure. It's multi-tenant, so we have
yeah.
multiple customers. So we train our AI for threats and vulnerabilities, but we scrub any customer-specific data like IP address, host name.
Uh,
However, we learn about the threat, right? So
exactly, right?
it's like CDC, right? If when COVID came in, they they quarantined a couple of people, right? They learned their sickness, what kind of disease they have, but
Mm-hmm.
they masked the names,
Yeah, the first
birthday,
oh yeah.
address, but what they have to go through, what treatment, what sickness they had, or virus they had. Uh, they share that information within CDC, but it's not tied up to a person. So that's what we're trying to do with the customer data that we have.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
we're trying to put more guardrails too on like in our NetSec tap large language. Anything is almost your specialty, Brother Jay, the
Yeah.
LP. Anything that
Hmm.
will upload that contains any, even though the LLM catch it now, but
Hmm.
I want to make sure nobody will upload like personal information from HIPAA
Yep.
stuff, from anything. It'll just basically say unable to upload. So.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. Okay. Hmm. And we have just our own mainly for our for most of our guys, but we
Base.
don't, yeah, for
Hmm.
like our database, yeah. If you have one, I mean, feel free to forward it to, and if you're a mailing list, our mailing list is pretty short because we want to. I don't know, like what, like last time, most of mainly this is our students and what we have, and then our whatever we have in our current mailing list. We gonna yeah. YouTube. Yeah, really. Mhm. Yeah, I don't have any issue
I
out
don't
there.
see any problem with that.
Mhm.
Maybe we can expand it on all those alumni too, straight alumni.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. Okay, yeah. Once in a while, we'll log in. We'll
Once in a
watch.
while, yeah.
Once in a while, yeah. And we're not a die hardcore, but wherever team that we like, we'll watch. Yeah, we don't have any dates yet since Jeremiah and I got some overseas travel and we got travel. So once we come up with the actual date, we'll let you know. But we haven't come up with the actual date yet. Yeah, yeah, definitely it's gonna be after FIFA. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're not gonna have anybody. It's just gonna
No
be
one's
three of
gonna
us again.
join, man. That thing is big deal for some people. So
Yeah,
they will go call off work to
yeah,
watch that
exactly.
stuff. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna be after the FIFA, Victor. Yeah. Nice. There you go. See? Right? Good, good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, cool. All right. You take care. Yeah. Thank you as always, Victor.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye bye.